All right, evening, everyone. This is the live market observation on NADEX, volume 76. So we are back at it. This past week, I was literally staying at the hospital with my son for a week. So I was unable to do a lot of things, such as these lives. But we are back. My son is home, thankfully, and he's doing much better than he was. He was very sick. But thank God he's okay. So we're back at it. So this platform that we're on, this is the NADEX platform. This makes it possible for us to utilize our understanding of how the market moves and apply it on this particular platform where we are able to trade a specific instrument that is referred to as a 5-minute binary option. The reason that this is the instrument of choice for us is because of the way that the instrument works. It's very simple to trade, meaning that all you need to do is be correct about where the market ends up relative to price levels in the market. Price levels represent where the options are positioned. So, for example, where you see this red line, this is an option. That line going across represents a price level in the market. The market that we're observing is the euro versus the USD, which is a foreign exchange market that is available with binary options on this platform. So in other words, this is the euro USD market, but what we're trading is where we believe the market is going to end when the clock of the binary runs out. So because these are 5-minute binaries, they start at 5 minutes and they end at 0. When that clock runs out and goes to 0, wherever the market is positioned relative to the price level of the option that you're trading will determine whether or not you earn a profit on the trade or you would lose whatever money you put at risk on that trade. So this NADEX platform makes it possible for you to trade against other people that have a different idea, for example, of where they believe the market's going to end. They're willing to put money up and put money at risk to trade what they believe the market is going to end up doing when the clock runs out. One of you is going to be correct and one of you is not. Whoever is correct will collect the profit, and whoever is not correct will lose whatever they put at risk on the trade. And that's as simple as binaries are. They literally are that simple to trade. So you're basically either correct or you're incorrect about where the market ends relative to your strike price or your price level for the option. And it's the movement of the market that determines the winner and the loser. So when you're trading and you're either making a profit or you're losing, it's very important that you understand what is determining whether you win or lose. A lot of people feel, oh, well, it's NADEX. It's not NADEX. It's the underlying market that you are observing or trading the binary on. So, for example, we're looking at the Euro USD. Whatever the movement of the Euro USD is what will determine where the market will end when the clock runs out on your binary. So you need to study the movement of the market and observe it. Why? So that you have an idea of how the market moves and where the market would end up being positioned at the end of the 5-minute period that your option is for. Now, you can enter into your trade at any time during the 5 minutes. You can do it at the beginning. You can do it in the middle. You know, right now there's 3 minutes and change left on this particular option right here. You can trade now if you want. You don't have to wait. And you don't have to trade as soon as the 5 minutes resets at the beginning of the binary. So you can trade or enter into the trade at any time while the clock is ticking. I believe you have up until 30 seconds remaining on the clock to enter into your trade. So what is it that you actually need in order to be profitable trading binaries? That's the question. Because I've explained how binaries work, and from what I've explained, you can clearly see that binaries are a very powerful way to trade. Very powerful. Because if you're profitable, you can consistently compound the profits, increase the size of the trades, and make more money when you are profitable on your trades. So I'll give you an example. If I'm trading one contract and my profit is $18, which is literally what it would be after the fees. If I make 18 bucks on a trade with one contract, if I had 10 contracts on the same trade, it would be $180. Of course, I would be risking 10 times the amount that I'm risking with one contract. You see how that works? But my point is that you're able to scale up the size of your trades and you're able to increase the size of the profits from the trade. But understand what I'm saying. It's the same trade. So the same trade that you took with one contract, you could have been in that same trade with multiple contracts. 2 contracts, 5, 20, 50, 100. You see where I'm going? And if you're able to be consistently profitable, you can start off small with one contract and build up to multiple contracts, double-digit size contracts, even triple-digit size contracts. And again, for the same trades. So it's not like, oh, I need to do something different because I'm trading more contracts. No. The same thing you would have done if you traded with one contract, you can do the same thing if you're trading with 5 contracts or 20 or 50. It doesn't matter what the size of the contract is because the contract size does not affect the trade. Listen to what I'm saying. This is a powerful way for you to leverage your skill in the market. So you thought I was going to say a powerful way to leverage your money. No. It's bigger than just leveraging the money. The skill is leveraging the money. And what that means is that you can start with a very small amount of money. Because some people are under the impression that you have to begin with a larger account. Oh, I need to start with a couple of thousand to make it worth my while. No, you don't. You can start trading on this platform literally with $100, and over a series of trades that are successful and profitable. And I just to throw a number out there, within 20 to 25 trades, the same amount that, or not even the same amount, but the same trade that would earn you $18 on one contract would earn you $1,800 on 100 contracts. And it's through the compounding effect of consistently being profitable when you trade and scaling up the size of the contract that will position you to do that. And you need to understand how powerful that is. People in general, they get excited when they hear like, wow, I made 12% this year in my accounts, in my investment accounts. An impressive, consistent return annually is 10%. And I'm talking about, for example, if you have, retirement accounts or 401k or, some type of a long-term investment account, if you're earning 10% a year, you're doing remarkable. This is the trading industry. So the returns are unimaginable. The problem is getting to the returns. People can't get to the returns because they can't be consistently profitable. That is the biggest issue people have in trading. So you need to understand what is the foundation that you need in order to be profitable when you trade. And that foundation is understanding the market's movement. It's not the strategy that you use, the indicators that you use, the signal servers that you use. It's not the strategy that you purchased. It's not any of that. It's literally your ability to look at the market, understand how it's moving, and then apply that information to the instrument that we trade, which are the binaries. Why the binaries? I explained why. Binaries allow you to earn remarkable profits when you are correct. So the key is to be correct. Well, how are you going to be correct? By understanding the movement of the market. This way you'll know where the market will be the most likely to end its position relative to the binary. You see how I'm breaking this down, but I'm simplifying it at the same time? The reason that I do this is because people like to compare what we do here to other things, and you can't. This is not just about NADEX. This is not just about binary options. This is about a skill set where you are learning how to understand the market's movement first. I'm not teaching you how to trade. You don't need me to trade. You want to trade? Open an account, put some money in it, and start clicking. It's easy to trade. Anybody can do it. But your problem is not trading. That's not the problem you're having, is it? What's your problem? Your problem is profits. Being consistent and earning a profit consistently when you trade. That's your problem. You're not doing that, are you? Why not? Because you don't understand the market. You're spending too much time trying to figure out how to trade the market instead of spending time figuring out how to observe the market. The first thing I tell people to stop doing is to stop trading. Oh, well, Mark, I'm not that consistent. I know that this is a good platform to trade on, but I just can't seem to be consistent. Well, mainly it's because your mindset is wrong, because you have greed at the forefront. You just want to profit, but you're not putting in the work to profit. What's the work? Observation. You need to be able to watch the market and understand how it's moving, and then understand what to do with the information. Let me just break this down real quick so that people have an understanding of the basics. And the basics is what most people overlook. You see on this chart how you have these candles, blue and red, right? And we got this green box here. And I drew this box and just put it on the chart because the box is actually showing the area between two of the strike prices or two of the options. The top of this green box represents where you see this red line, and the bottom of this green box represents this blue dotted line underneath. So this is the top of the box. That's the bottom of the box. That's all the box is. If I were to take this box and just move it up, now the bottom of the box is the red line. And the top of the box is this dotted blue line up here. So you see what the box represents, right? It's just a visual of the space between the two lines. It can be whatever two lines you are looking at the time. So like, for example, right now, the most relevant line is the red one. But the reason that the green box is above the line is because of where the market is right now. Where's the market? The market is above the red line. So in other words, the candle is inside the box. Look, I'm not making it up. Where's the candle right now? It's in the middle of the box. What's the box? The box is simply the space between this line and this line. That's it. So this box will show you if the market is staying in between these two lines. If the market were to, for example, move up, you would see this blue candle get long and stretch and go and push above and cut through the top of the box. What is that? That's the market moving. And if the market is moving outside of the box, it means that the market is moving above the top level of the box. It's cutting through the box. And what is that telling us? That the market movement is more significant than just the movement that would keep these candles inside of the box. If there's significant movement, you'll see the market move outside the box. You'll see larger candles, longer candles, taller candles, right? Now, you see what I'm doing? I'm not telling you about trades. I'm not talking about an indicator. There's no indicator on this chart. And I'm not talking about a trade at all yet. None of that is relevant for what we're actually looking at and learning right now. What you're learning now is how the market moves. What happens if the market cuts through the box? Well, it means that the market is moving above the top line. And if there is that much movement, it lets you know that the market environment is something different than slow. You don't have a slow market environment if the candles are big, if the moves are long, if they're more significant. What does that mean? Well, if the environment is not slow, that means that it has more speed in it. And if it has more speed in it, you need to observe the market from a different perspective. So instead of anticipating that the market will stay in the box, you actually look for the market to cut through the box. But Mark, why would I do that? Because that's the environment that the market is in. So you see what I'm doing? All I'm doing is viewing the market through the perspective that the market is in. If the moves are larger and the candles are bigger, that's a different perspective. It's called vertical. Why would I call it vertical? Because the candles are moving up and down. You have a different perspective called horizontal. What does that mean? Well, when the candles are actually smaller, like the ones you see in this box right now, if you look inside the box, you got 3 candles right now that are smaller. These 3 candles are smaller than this one and this one. And look at where the candles are positioned. They are all positioned where? Inside the box. Well, what does that mean? It means that the market is actually remaining in between these 2 lines. The top of the box represents this strike, and the bottom of the box represents this one. But this has nothing to do with the trade yet. There's no indicator that told us this, is there? You're the indicator. Your eyes. You are observing the market. This is what the market is doing. We don't have to wonder and guess, well, I wonder if the market's remaining inside of this area here. The market is remaining inside this area. It's been inside this area for 5 minutes. How do I know that? Because each of these candles represents a minute. And there's 5 of them. See, I don't have to guess. I don't need an indicator to tell me this. All I need to do is look. And because the market is showing me this, now my perspective is more horizontal. Why? Because that's the perspective that the market is moving through right now. The moves are horizontal, meaning that the candles are staying inside of this area, this top line and this bottom line. All the candles are in the box. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder. See, for many people, if you were told this when you first began trading, you would not have made so many of the mistakes that you have up to now. Many of you have put money into accounts and fucked it all up. Blew this account, blew that account. Oh man, my goodness, I keep blowing out my accounts. Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing in the market. See, it's not about trades. Oh, I'm going to go with this one. You can't just say, I'm going to go with this one. What is this one? What does that even mean? Oh, well, this trade looks good. That's your problem right there. You're looking for trades. You're not understanding the movement of the market yet. See? If you take the time to actually observe the market first, you begin to understand how it moves. And your understanding of the movement begins to translate into a better way of trading. Why? Because you won't trade during certain movement. See, you don't even know what a wick is, some of you. If I say, man, these candles got wicks on them. What's a wick? The wick is the little skinny stem on top of some of the candles. And you don't have a lot of them here. You got one on this candle here, got a little tiny one there, and a little tiny one there. All the other candles are squared off, meaning that there's no wicks on them. Just look at them. And this has been going on now for 8 minutes. So the movement of the market has been contained inside of an area below this line and above this line. It's been like this for 8 minutes. This is market movement. Look at what the market is doing now. Now it's moving outside of the box, right? But guess what it did here? All these smaller candles, this is what you call behavior. This is how the market is currently behaving. Even though the market is moving now, this movement could just simply mean it's repositioning itself in another area. So I could take this same box and just put it up here and now watch the behavior again. And what you might see is the behavior start to look like this again. You see these smaller candles? What if you start seeing these smaller candles now up here in this box? You see? See, I'm giving you different things to pay attention to so that you understand that the movement of the market is what's most important, not the trade setup. So you're more concerned, oh, well, where do I enter? Well, who said anything about entering? Why would you want to enter if you don't know what the overall market environment is? What would be the purpose of entering if the overall market environment is not stable yet, meaning that you don't know specifically what it is doing yet? It could be doing a bunch of things. And until it isolates and defines what it wants to do at the time, it doesn't make sense to trade at all. Because what is it that you're trading? You see where I'm going? So these are the most important basic fundamentals that most people overlook. They bypass this. They want to jump straight to trades. Oh, well, NADEX is great, man. I seen Mark grow his account. He started with $100 and it grew to thousands of dollars. Oh my God, I'd love to do that. Well, you'll be able to do that and more. But what it will take first is your understanding of the market, not of how I'm trading. Me trading is secondary. Me understanding the market is first and foremost. And that's what I'm passing on to you. So when people train, I'm not teaching you how to take a trade. I'm teaching you how to observe and see the market. Oh, but Mark, when do I enter? You don't. You don't enter until you know why you're entering. Do you know why you would enter? Why would you enter now and here? See, and this is what happens when I throw these questions out to people and they can't answer them. And guess what? If you can't answer the question, you can't take the trade. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I took it because there was option pricing. Option pricing doesn't mean that there's a trade for you to take. The option pricing is what it is because of the market movement. What if the movement ain't stable? Your option pricing ain't going to be stable. So what you see in the option pricing at the time could change and do some other shit while you're in the trade. As a matter of fact, it often does. People are looking at option pricing trying to get into a trade. Why? Because they're looking at the trade. Oh, there's option pricing there. So I took it. You took it? Nope, it took you. You got in that trade that didn't work, and you're like, oh shit. Damn. What did I do wrong? That's people's favorite question for me. They'd be like, what did I do wrong on this trade? Well, the funny thing is, you think you did something wrong with the trade. What you did wrong was trade. Why were you trading? Oh, because it's set up. Well, that's your problem. See, what I'm helping you to do, I'm reversing your thought process from what you're used to. Many of you come into this industry, and the first thing that you look up on the internet is strategy. Am I lying? How many of y'all typed into Google winning strategy, binary option strategy? Huh? NADEX strategy. How many of y'all typed that into Google when you first started? When you started looking, you typed into Google NADEX strategy. Yes, you did. And if it wasn't that, you typed in NADEX signals, right? Best indicators for NADEX. These are the searches that people will type into Google because you're looking for the wrong thing. What you're putting at the forefront is it should actually be last. You thinking about trades first. You should be thinking about the trade last. See? And no one ever told you that, did they? And here I am. This guy, Mark, he always tells me about this observation. What does he mean? You know what I mean. You may not like it. You may not want to hear it. But guess what? I don't care. Because what's going to continue to happen is you will keep losing. I've been trading on NADEX for years. How dare you tell me about what I'm doing? I don't have to tell you about what you're doing. You tell on yourself. I ain't telling you about what you're doing. I don't care and don't really give a shit what you're doing. You tell me. Oh, Mark, I'm not that consistent yet. I've been trading on NADEX for 2.5 years, but I just can't seem to be consistent. In other words, you're losing. Right? You can say it. In other words, I'm not winning, and I don't know why yet. I know, Mark, I know how to trade, but I just can't seem to, find the right consistency. In other words, you're losing. And if you're losing, it's because you got trading at the forefront, and it needs to be in the back. Stop it. Stop it. Well, Mark, what should I do? Train.
Dom the Monko.
You still asking me what you supposed to do? Why are you still asking me that? You're supposed to train. Why do you need training? Because you don't know what you're doing. Well, Mark, how long am I supposed to train for? Forever. How long do you want to win for? You know how long it's going to take you just to undo your messy habits? You know how long it takes just for you to work on your mindset and to stop doing stupid shit? It might take you years to stop that. But I don't care how long it takes. And neither should you. Why do you care how long it takes? The point is that you work on it. The point is that you do what's necessary. You do what it takes. You got to do what it takes. And what it takes is consistency, not just in the trading, but you have to train. You need to understand what market movement is, what the perspectives are, what the behaviors are, what the environment is, what it means. All of that takes time. And that's the problem. People want it now. You want it now, but you don't want to work for it. Well, I just need good signals. All right, well, go get them. I'm not stopping you from getting your signals. Go and get them. Go ahead. But when they don't work and you come back to me, the answer for me will be the same. Oh, well, Mark, do you offer signals? No. I'm going to train you to become the signal. I know folk don't be liking when I talk like this, but I don't care. You need to hear it. Need to hear it, man. I know you don't want to hear it. It's like little kids taking medicine. They don't want to take that shit, but you need to take it. You want that cough to go away? Take the medicine. Take it. Oh yeah, this is 100%. 100%. It eliminates time. And see that's the thing. What's more important? Training and learning how to be consistent in the market, regardless of how long that takes, even before you take a trade. Is it better to do that first? Or is it better to keep trying to trade and trying to figure these things out on your own? However long it takes you to develop the discipline and the patience to apply the skill set in the market that allows you to be consistently profitable. That is the king. That should be at the forefront. Why? Because once you have that, it's a wrap. It's one trade after the next, one trade after the other. It's consistency, and it never stops. You learned why first. Well, I know why I should be in this one. Yep. Market is stable. I know why I should not be in this one. Nope. Market ain't stable. That's the skill set. Knowing why. So when you actually take the time, to learn the skill set first, it will cut the time that it takes dramatically. Why? Because you're actually doing the most important thing first. You're not wasting time spinning your wheels, getting all of these false hopes and faking yourself out, thinking that you're doing something just because you won a few trades, when you really don't understand what's going on in the market yet. Anybody can flip a coin and be lucky. And people do that. They have a lucky streak. Sure. Oh man, well, one time I grew my account from $300 to $3,000. Okay, then what happened? Then I blew it. I wonder why you blew it. Why'd you blow it? Do you see what I'm saying? So getting into a position and staying in that position, that is what we want. Not having a string of luck to give us a false impression that we've done something. They are two different things. You need to actually learn skill so that you get to where you want to be and then you stay there. That's what it's about. Because you do that, now you are functioning at the professional level. Now you're a professional. In other words, this is what you do. Well, what's what you do? Earn profits in the market because you understand the market. See my point? Yes. It was reverse engineered to put us in the forefront in the beginning. Yes, it was. Let me come back to a couple of these comments over here. Leonard, what you offer for the Quotex, can that also be applied in NADEX if joining the group? The training for Quotex is separate from the NADEX training because they are two separate platforms. And the way that you end up trading is different on Quotex versus on NADEX. So, I mean, just in general, for example, on Quotex, we're trading 1 minute entries. On NADEX, we're trading with a 5-minute binary. Also, Quotex, they allow you to fund using crypto, so you can fund like with Bitcoin. They don't allow you to fund with crypto on NADEX just yet. I believe that you can only use debit cards or a bank account. So there are differences between the two platforms. I do offer training for both. If you are already an existing TA member and you're already training with NADEX, there's a discount that you receive for the Quotex. If you don't want to trade on the NADEX platform, because some people can't trade NADEX because of where they're located. For example, in some countries, they don't allow you to use the NADEX platform. But Quotex is available worldwide. So you can still use the Quotex platform, and I do offer the training for the Quotex platform. So I wouldn't recommend either one over the other. It really depends on what your circumstances are. Some people are trading on both platforms. Some people will pick one over the other and vice versa. So you really have to determine what would best fit your needs. You know, so for example, if you're located in another country that's not the US, as an example, where NADEX is not allowed, Quotex is likely going to be available there, and you can use that platform. And I do provide training for the Quotex platform, so you can do it that way. Yeah, this is a very good response here. What Jay Carly is saying, both trainings are life changing. She is 100% correct. Yep. And in either instance, you're learning. See, you have to understand that even though we're using these platforms, what I'm really teaching you is market skill. That's what you're learning. You're learning how to understand the market. People are on these platforms just trying to trade and figure out how to trade. You'll never figure out how to just trade and be profitable just by trading. You need to understand how the market is. Like, you need to understand the movement. Once you understand the movement, now you can trade profitably. I give you an awesome example too of how powerful the skill set is on either platform. Typically on NADEX, we trade once a week. Typically, once a week. Mind you, these are 5-minute binary options. And the platform is up and running Monday through Thursday for 23 hours a day, with the exception of 1 hour between 5 and 6 when they shut down for maintenance. Other than that, it's up and running. So in one day, you got 276 opportunities to ultimately end up in a trade. and we have a whole week. So if one trade a week is able to provide you with more than enough because you are able to take your skill set and apply it, that means now you've eliminated stress, you've eliminated pressure, because you don't have to start big, you can start small. Start with $100 on NADEX. Let's go to Quotex. Quotex, same idea, or similar, I should say. I've done projects. I even have one running now. Started with $190 in the account. One trade a day. Now, mind you, Quotex, there are way more opportunities to trade because it's 1 minute. We trade on the 1 minute. So this platform is up and running also 24/7, even on the weekend. Oh, but Mark, they have OTC. That's not a real market. OTC is a market. And your problem is you don't understand OTC the same way you don't understand the regular Forex markets. You're thinking that, oh, because it's OTC, it's different. No, the OTC chart looks just like the regular charts. The market does the same shit on the regular charts that it does in the OTC markets. Oh, but they can cheat you. Well, according to you, the market cheats you all the time. You told me that NADEX was cheating you because you lost the trade. But I'm like, well, what market are you trading? Oh, I was trading the pound dollar. Okay, so then that's the pound dollar movement. What did that have to do with NADEX? You see my point? So people will make these excuses for why they lose, when the bottom line is that you're losing simply because you don't understand market movement, period. That's your problem. So until you understand market movement, you will lose your trades. And you won't understand why you're losing them either. And that's a fact. And this is why you need training. So someone actually has to teach you how to understand market movement first. Same thing applies on Quotex. You don't come over on Quotex and just start trading. Oh, well, you can trade with $1 over there. So what? I don't give a shit if you could trade with a penny. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Oh, I like Quotex because you can only you can trade with $1. So what? Who cares if you still lose? You still need to win more trades than you lose. So where's your skill set at? See? And this is what I'm saying about how people look at things. You're so busy concerned about what you can risk and how much you can deposit, and oh, but you can use crypto on this platform. You can't use crypto on NADEX, so I like the other platform. But who gives a shit? I don't care what you use to fund your account with. It ain't gonna matter anyway if you're losing. Who cares if you still be losing trades? Who cares? So the bottom line is that you need to literally develop the ability to understand the market first, regardless of which platform you're on. And this is why you need to train, regardless of which platform you're on. So, once again, we're back at square one. You need to understand the market. Period. Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. Yeah, people, there are a lot of, folks out there that might offer strategies and different things for different markets or whatever the case may be. And that's very true. If you never learn really how to apply a solid understanding of the market before you take a trade, you're not going to be successful long-term anyway. It just doesn't matter. So regardless of what the strategy is, or regardless of what the indicators are that someone is trying to sell you, It doesn't matter how you're using just that by itself. You need to still understand the market. Period. And anyone who doesn't tell you that is not telling you everything. And if you notice, that's all I tell you. I don't tell you nothing else. I really don't care about nothing else. Like, oh, well, Mark, are you ever going to offer any type of a signal service? No. For what? Why? What happens if let's say let's say I offer signals and then I'm not around for whatever reason. Like just this past week, my son was in the hospital for a week. I wouldn't have been able to provide no signals for a whole week. What would you be doing? If that's what you were relying on to build up your account was my signals, what would you do for a week? I'm just saying. So that's the point that I'm making. It's bigger than that. Way bigger. Oh, I appreciate this. Leonard is saying, I don't know how you're not even bigger or even more known than you should be. You provide proof, but don't get notoriety as some in the mainstream, and they don't provide proof. This world is twisted. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. People enjoy the fake, but not the real. I mean, you know, and the thing about it is like, even though that's true, it doesn't really bother me because the people that do run into this are in a position to be or to have life-changing experiences as a result of it. A lot of times when something becomes too mainstream, people try to pick it apart and break it down and make it seem like it's something that it ain't. So I'm kind of glad that it's not too mainstream in a sense, although, you know, I would love for more people to actually have an opportunity to see or to hear the information so that they can really just absorb what's going on, because it just would give more people an opportunity to put themselves in position to become professionals in this trading industry. And I would love for that, you know, to be the case. I would love for people to have an opportunity, because opportunity is where it is. See, a lot of people still ain't gonna do shit. There's gonna be plenty of people that run into TeamAlliance, they still ain't gonna do it. They're gonna continue doing what they're doing now. And that's just the nature of people. But there's a bunch of people that's gonna run into this, and the whole game is gonna change for them. Everything's gonna change. They're gonna be like, oh my God, man, where's this guy been my whole life? I mean, I've had people message me that, like, listen, Mark, I don't, you know, I really appreciate you and all of your content and this and that. And that's why I do it. I do it because I know that it will reach someone. And I know that people that actually take the time to do this are going to be successful at it. Like, regardless of how long it takes you, it just doesn't matter how long it takes. That's why I always tell people, and I reiterate, I'm like, listen, stop thinking about the time. And you know how it is, especially for those of us that when we're younger, we always have all of these dreams, right? We're like, yeah, man, I'm 24, so by the time I'm 30, I want to, you know, be a millionaire. All right, that's cool. But if you don't really have a plan to accomplish that, it's just words and it's just a dream. It ain't gonna just fall out the sky. How are you gonna do it? What are you doing that's actually building the path for you to get to it? You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you actually take something that is a skill will get you to where you need to be. That's what I've always told people. I've always told people, like, listen, no one can scam you out of your skill. Like, you know how people be like, oh man, yeah, oh, I got scammed. It's like, nah, you didn't get scammed. You just ain't know what you was doing. And you was probably too greedy. And you wanted way more than what it is that you're actually doing. But guess what happens when you actually have skill? Guess what happens? Nobody can scam you out of that. Nobody can take that away from you. That's why the skill is better. The skill, man, you need the skill. Just think about any profession where people are skilled at what they do. Look at how efficient they are. Look at how much success they have. You ever seen somebody work on, like an HVAC system, like in a building? It's crazy. They have their equipment, they have their knowledge, they get to work. You don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, though. They can diagnose the problem, they can find out what the issue is, and they can fix it. They know exactly what to do. It's called skill. But they had to learn the skill. See? So how did they get the skill? They took the what? They took the time to learn that skill. Now they have the skill. Now you can't tell them nothing. They're professionals at what they do. So the same thing applies here. Same thing applies here. And that's it, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. So this is why I like to always just be, straightforward and a straight shooter when it comes to this. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell folk what they need to hear. Mark, I'm not sure why I'm losing my trades. I was winning at first. Okay. Record. You want me to record? Yes. Record what you're doing and send me the video. How many times have I told people to do that? And I'm not even talking about my students. I'm talking about regular people. They'll come around, oh, Mark, I've been watching your videos for a while and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I've been applying what you've been talking about, but I can't seem to do this. And I took a trade and this happened and blah, 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 blah. Okay, record. When you take a trade, record it and send it to me. I'm still waiting. This is what I mean about being serious. So you have to be serious about what this is. Do you really want to become successful at this? Is this really what you want? See, because the thing is that the money that we make by doing this with the skill is ridiculous. Like I don't even talk about it. I really don't. And even when I show little, little glimpses of withdrawals and stuff like that, the ones I show, they're light. Those are light. We talking about on a trade where you might have started trading with $25, for example, on the Quotex platform. $25. Over a series of trades, you're literally able to scale up, double your account multiple times. So what started with a $25 profit is now a $300 profit on one trade, on the same trade. Like, do you realize what you're able to do? Do you understand what's going on? Same thing on NADEX. On NADEX, you make $18 on a trade with one contract when you start. But over time, you scale up, you remain consistent, the account grows, your contract size grows. The same trade you made $18 on, you get to a point where you make $2,000 on it. It's the same trade. You're not doing anything different. You're applying the same skill set that you've been applying the whole time. Are you listening? It's the same skill. If you can't do it consistently with one contract, how are you going to do it consistently with 100? Come on now. Come on. Yeah, this is all facts. All facts. That's right. Find yourself a skill. Yep. Back in the day, they used to call it a trade. It's funny. It's ironic that they would say find a trade, right? And it's so funny how the words are they're interchangeable. Yeah, you need to get yourself a trade. A trade meaning a skill set. Like someone that's a plumber, they'll say, "Oh, I'm a plumber by trade." In other words, they are trading this skill in exchange for money. You are going to pay for their service, just like the market is going to pay for your service. Whoa. See, the market pays you to have skill. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You still trying to figure out if like how the money come. Listen, the money is coming as a result of you understanding the market. That's why you're going to get paid well. But you need the skill set to do it. Get the skill. Get the skill. That's it. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. If you guys have any other questions when I get off, or if you're watching a replay of this, you can always type in the comments whatever your questions are. I'll see them and I'll get back to them. I will reply. I will be back on at some point this week with another observation. Not sure exactly what day, but I'll let you guys know. So it'll be either coffee and charts or live market observation. Of course, you guys stay tuned for the project that I have running on Quotex now. Take a look at those videos. Very good videos. Very good videos. I mean, literally showing exactly what it is that we're doing on the platform. So you can learn a lot just by looking at how these markets are moving in these videos. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like people don't realize how much they learn just from observation. If you keep watching it and keep watching it, eventually you start to understand, oh, snap, I'm seeing the market look the same way anytime he's trading. Exactly. There's a reason for that. Yep. So let me get out of here. So I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all know what it is. Mark Fuller TeamAlliance. This is volume number 76? Yeah, 76. In the bag. All right, so I'll see you guys on the next one. You know what it is. Mark Fuller TeamAlliance. Love, peace, and soul.
Dom the Monko. Dom the Monko.